Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? It's almost afternoon, so a little bit behind where I normally want to be. Hopefully this air is not blowing too much into the speaker. So today is day 8. Today we're going to talk about what you do in private and how it reflects in public. So the first thing that I want to jump into is, private discipline leads to public success. All right, what I mean is, this is kind of like the grade school teachings, right? Integrity, right? What you do when no one's looking. So it's the same thing in your journey to success, right? Your habits, when you're going after your goals, what are your disciplines? What are your values? What are things that are important to you? And will you still do them when no one's looking, right? So it's those moments that, for fitness, when you don't feel like going out and you tell yourself, you convince yourself, right? You're doing this internal compromise, which can mostly be dangerous, right? But you're saying, okay, I'm not going to go to the gym because it's raining outside. I just got my hair done. Don't want to get my hair wet, right? And so you say, I'm going to work out at home, right? So whether you were live streaming, if you were live streaming, you would put in this maximum effort, right? And you'll show this mass discipline online. You're putting off this image that you are this home fitness guru. But when the camera's off, are you still going to do 45 sit-ups, or are you going to do 5 and say that, you meant to do the other 40, and internally you feel like somewhere that's going to count, right? So what do you do when no one's looking, when no one's watching you? You're going to find out that that's going to duplicate in your public showings, right? So next thing you know, if you start being a master of compromise instead of a person that's a master of discipline, when you get out there, when it really counts, you're going to start noticing your effort starts to sway. Because you're getting used to not giving your full effort. So that's a mistake that you don't want to make. It's what you do behind closed doors that makes you the person who's the greater deal of a person when the doors are open, right? How you perform when it's all eyes on you, right? So don't give yourself a handicap, right? Always put in public and in private the same amount of discipline, especially as it pertains to success. Last thing, I think a couple days ago, we talked about dress for the job you want, right? There should be no more of getting up and giving a half effort because you're like, well, this is where I am now. No one cares. Other people do it. You don't have time for that, right? Because when it's your time to shine, or when you're being looked at, you don't want them to see that compromise you. You want them to see that full effort you. All right. So maintain that same level of discipline. Your habits shape your reality, right? So that ties in directly with that. The things that you're going to put that effort into is going to show, right? We talked about when in small business, right? What is your business known for? Are you known for having the best customer service, the best product, right? I can't tell you, how many times with, my small business, Just Gingers, we get compliments on our customer service. There's great comments about the product, but there's always great comments about our customer service. Hey, a customer got an order and for some reason it was delivered to the address next to them. Has absolutely nothing to do with us. We did what's right. We listed the right address. We put the right product in. We put the same love on it and we sent it to them. Unfortunately, the carrier decided to deliver it to their neighbor, right? And as soon as they hit us up and they were looking for it, we went ahead and mailed them out another order, right? And why did we do that? Because it cost us, in the long term, it's going to cost us less money to resend out that product. And sure, there's going to be some, costs associated with that, but we don't charge the customer anything for that. Why? Because in the long term, we're going to gain more money by a review that talks about how well our customer service is. And listen, the customer reached out to us a couple days later after they received their second order, and their neighbor went ahead and bought them their first order, and it just worked out. So some people look at that and be like, oh, now you gave 2 orders and blah, 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 right? But again, customer satisfied, and since then that customer has ordered multiple times, right? They love the product, they love the customer service, right? And that's a habit that we maintain. It's been a habit that I've maintained in each one of my businesses, whether it was property management, whether it was, commercial cleaning, even down to notary services. All right. So we've always maintained customer service has to be top tier, right? And it's something that we practice. And then I do the same thing at work, whether it's in the military or whether it's working in government. I'm known for great customer service because I want that to be a habit that I carry. And it does. It shapes my reality, right? Small and consistent efforts create big results. Now, there is a negative opposite of this, right? So if you continue with those trinkle a little bit of compromise here, trinkle a little bit of compromise here. Over time, that's going to build into your story, who you are and what you offer. So you have to be on the positive side of this, right? So, you sprinkle a little effort into this, you sprinkle a little effort into this, you put your all into the things that you do, and you're going to see that as you maintain or you look at those milestones when you're going after your goals, right, on your journey to success, those little small areas that you're contributing a bit more effort is going to turn into a big result, right? And it may not pay off immediately the way you think it should, or it may not look like what you think it should, or sound like, or feel like, taste like, whatever the case may be, but you know that you're becoming a better person, right? And I believe, right, regardless of whatever your faith is, that will always turn out to be a better story for you. And then the last one, don't fake hard work, become it. Right? So for you entrepreneurs out there, this is those late nights when people are saying, man, you've been doing that all day, you should just quit for the day, right? These are those early mornings when people are like, man, that's way too early, right? And it doesn't just have to be for entrepreneurship, right? You can take advantage of that in any type of job or workplace environment or whatever it is, right? If you're a content creator, it's those times that you don't want to do it, that you go ahead and make it happen. And don't make it happen with laziness. You make it happen with full effort. Remember, I told you guys those stories of how when me and my partner were doing network marketing, we had just the entire group, right? We've had nights where there were living rooms and, rented spaces that were jam-packed, wall-to-wall, standing room only. We've had nights where we were in there by ourselves, right? And we still gave our max effort. We still set up the environment to be that room or that space to be just like it was full, right? So we put out water bottles, nobody there but us, but we still put out 30, 40 water bottles. We put out pamphlets and brochures, and we gave the presentation as if the room was full, right? You have to put that time in, because that's not only your practice, right? But you're speaking to the atmosphere. I'm doing it now because I know this room is going to be full later. And sure enough, we've built organizations from absolutely nobody to growing through just family and friends, and then growing to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, right? And so in order for you to do that, you have to change your mindset, right? You have to not be afraid of who I'm putting in effort, where I'm trying to go, who I'm in front of, who's looking, because we're going to put in that same effort whether somebody has their eyes on us or not. All right, so absolutely short and sweet. I know it's the weekend. I want you to enjoy your weekend. I have a good bit of errands to run, and then we're going to go and ship off some orders for our Just Gingers customers. So just keep in mind what you do in private reflects in public, and make sure it's the reflection that you want. I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. I go by Jay.